everybody. Welcome back to 5 Minute Fridays, where I, your host, Alexis Morgan, goes over one topic in extreme detail for 5 minutes on a Friday afternoon. So, as usual, guys, we have 5 minutes on the clock here. Let me start it. Today, we are going over all the different types of interest rates. So, I actually got this request on my comment in the comment section of the last video. The last video was how to structure returns as a private money lender. I am a private money lender here in Atlanta, Georgia. If you need money in Atlanta, I can definitely help you when it comes to real estate loans. But I got this request. What's the difference between a flat interest rate, an annualized interest rate, and something that the comment actually didn't mention, an amortized interest rate? So I want to go over all the different types of interest rates you can charge, because that was one of the 3 ways you can structure your return as a private money lender. So first and foremost, a flat interest rate. Let's use, for the purpose of all these examples, a $100,000 loan. You are lending $100,000. Now, how to make sure that's safe, secure, I can make another video on that. But for the purpose of this example, you are loaning $100,000 to somebody. If you're going to charge a flat interest rate, let's say that you're charging 10%, to keep it simple. 10% of $100,000 is $10,000. And so you can collect that $10,000 on the back end. Let's say you want to lend them $100,000 for 6 months, and that's it. You're charging a flat rate of 10%. That means that you're going to put that $100,000 out there, whether you get that 10%, that $10,000 up front, whether you get it on the back end or whether you get in the middle. No matter what, if the loan is paid off at 3 months, if it's paid off at 6 months, no matter what, the rate is $10,000. That's 10% of $100,000, $10,000. That is the loan amount. That is the return. That is a flat interest rate. No matter what, the return is concrete. Flat interest, number 1. Number 2 is annualized interest. Now, this is what I use in my private money lending business, and I have it up on the screen right here. APR, annual percentage rate. An annualized interest rate is spread across an annual term. It's spread across 1 year. So let's use the same numbers. Let's say that I am doing a $100,000 loan and I am charging 10%, but this time I'm charging 10% annualized. So what does that mean? That means that I'm going to take my $100,000, I'm doing it on the calculator here with you guys, I'm going to take my $100,000, I'm going to multiply that by 10%. Again, we already know this, but that is $10,000. And then I'm going to divide that return, that $10,000, by 12 months. And so the amount that my borrower, hopefully you guys can see this, the amount that my borrower is going to pay me monthly as a part of the annualized term is $833.33. So what does this mean? If I'm lending $100,000 and I'm charging 10% annualized, and the loan gets paid off at month 6, then I made a 5% return over the course of 6 months. If I want to recycle that money, or I tell the borrower, you know what, keep it, let's roll it into another loan, then I can realize the full return by keeping the money out for 12 months. I love this structure because your borrower is paying you monthly, you get cash flow. Whereas the first structure, a flat interest rate, whether you get it on the beginning or the end, you don't get cash flow. So the annualized rates allows you to get cash flow. It allows your borrower, you and your borrower to touch base monthly or quarterly or whatever you guys agree on. But the point is, an annualized rate is a rate that is spread out over the course of a year. So last but not least, amortized loans. If you guys have a mortgage, if you're in the mortgage industry, you are familiar with amortized loans. And so what's important about amortized loans? The first one is a flat rate no matter what. The second one was an annualized rate. An amortized loan is usually spread out over many years. A regular mortgage will be a 30-year amortized loan. And so the difference between a flat rate and an annual rate and an amortized rate, in the amortized loan, every time that your borrower comes out of pocket, they're going to be paying down principal also. They're paying interest and principal simultaneously every time they make a payment. That's why when you have a mortgage, when you make your mortgage payment, you're paying down the principal and you're paying down the interest of that loan. Now, many amortized loans collect a large amount of the interest on the front end and have principal being paid down towards the back end of the loan. And a lot of times in annualized loans, there's a prepayment penalty. There's all these sort of things. But you'll see amortized loans are more appropriate as an investor if you're borrowing money for, let's say, a buy and hold. A flat rate is more appropriate potentially when you're doing a really short-term loan, a 3-month loan or a 6-month loan or a 90-day loan. Oh, there's the timer. If you're doing a 30-day loan, a flat rate is more appropriate because you're in and out of the deal. You want to get the return that you're aiming for. Annualized rate is better for me when I'm lending to fix and flippers. That's my bread and butter. Having them pay that monthly payment and getting the principal back at the end of the loan term, having that balloon with the principal coming back at the end of the loan term. And then amortized, in my opinion, is more appropriate if you're in a deal for 5 years or more. If you're a lender on a deal for a buy and hold, or if you are a buy and hold investor, you're going to be looking at more amortized loan. So those are the differences. I hope this was helpful. If it was, make sure you like, subscribe, and comment your biggest takeaway. And make sure you leave below what you want to see next week. Thank you, Julie, for suggesting this. I think this was a great topic, and I get this question a lot. So guys, those are the 3 main types of interest rates that I've seen: flat rate, annualized rate, amortized rate. If you like this, make sure you like, comment, subscribe. See you guys on the next video. Peace out.